Whether you have one small house plant or acres of land, you gotta grow this plant. Now, oddly enough, they're all the same type of plant. They are called Hosta, and they are so easy to grow, you gotta include it inside your planting and landscapes. Now, these plants are known for their leaf structure and the different colorations that they have. Even though they do get flowers, we primarily grow them for the leaf. Now, how do we propagate them? Well, first, we have to make sure that they're in the proper area. We want to make sure that they only get morning sun, none of this afternoon business to burn the leaves. The soil needs to be kept moist, not wet. Think of a wet sponge that's been wrung out. That's how we have to keep that soil. And then we can either plant these by seed, and the way we do that is to soak them in some water for a few hours. Once they're soaked, we dump the water out, and then we spray some Bobbex on there so that after they're planted, burrowing critters like gophers and groundhogs and such, they're not going to eat the seed. You could also plant these by corms. I said corms, not combs, which you would also do the same treatment to those like you would the seeds. The other way that you could propagate these is by taking and dividing the plants. Each one of these plants over here can be busted up, planted wherever you want, and they're absolutely so easy to grow. And then lastly, you can buy these things from the nursery, and it's real simple. You get them in 1 gallon, 2 gallon, 5 gallon size containers, slip it out of the container like this, and then just backfill it, water it, and watch them grow. The dealio is this: you're gonna have other things that are gonna be watching them grow too. The second these start emerging out of the ground and creating new growth, you're gonna have things like rabbits, you'll have deer, and all kinds of other animals that are gonna be wanting to eat these things. Now, you could do the expensive thing by getting yourself a fence and sticking a big old fence and growing it to 6, 8 feet tall, but a deer, believe it or not, is gonna hop that. And the pros tell you you actually need 2 fences in order for it to work effectively, but who's got that kind of room in their yard, right? So that's one way. How about doing it the easy way? And that would be by spraying this stuff with Bobbex. They have different formulations that you could take and spray for small animals as well as the big ones. But the key thing is that once they start popping out of the ground around 2 inches, you have to spray them. In fact, keep that 2-inch rule around, period. Allow these plants to grow a couple of inches and then spray it. And the best part about it is that after it dries, when it rains, it's not gonna wash off. So it's weatherproof. How awesome is that? You're really maximizing the way that this stuff works to protect your plants. Now, when you do spray it, it's gonna be a little bit on the stinky side, but it goes away after a while for you and I. But for these critters, they're gonna come up, they're gonna smell it, they'll maybe even try to take a nibble, and they're gonna go, whoa, what's going on over here? And they're gonna be skedaddling away. In fact, it puts a little fear factor in them. And I guess what we could say is that we could say, hasta la vista, deer, rabbit, and other critters when you use Bobbex. Yeah, I actually said that.